Hello there, it's me, Harry, and I'm ready for what all of you were waiting for. A review on a brand new ITV format. Something that could possibly take home the prize for the best show ever, or the lousiest show ever. What could it be? Let me explain. So, 2 years ago, Ant and Dec decided that they would end their ever-popular light entertainment series Saturday Night Takeaway for the second time. The first time they ended it, they tried doing other ideas like Push the Button, but that just never went through and they just brought back Saturday Night Takeaway. So, the second time the show went, it went off with a boom and in a rather explosive way. So, ITV, being desperate to find a successor series, decided to let the show's own producing team decide on the choice, considering In for a Penny had also been shelved. And their result? A hidden camera prank show where celebrities attempt to sabotage fake reality shows and win real money for the contestants taking part in them. And it's called Celebrity Sabotage. Is this going to be quite the show? Or is this going to be yet another stupid mistake coming out of ITV? But for now, let's meet the main stars of the show. Joel Dommett. He's a no-brainer because he's in the top 10 of ITV's favourite TV presenters, as he presents a lot of shows that they already broadcast, most notably The Masked Singer and the NTAs, which I've talked about before. Judi Love. She's a loose woman, and that's all I really know her for. Sam Thompson started off as a reality show star, then turned into a TV presenter, of which we've already seen that with other presenters we know of. And lastly, GK Berry, a TikToker who for some reason turned into a TV personality. The perfect example of a Gen Z host. It's that easy these days. You don't have to audition, you just have to make a TikTok and everyone adores you. Right. So with these celebrities, if you could call them celebrities, we head on to the shows themselves. They're all parodies of other shows like The Traitors or The Great British Bake Off, and yet the parody names just change one thing to make it original. Like The Great Kitchen Cook-Off. Like, is that all they could come up with? They could have come up with something much more less copying, like less of a knockoff than what it would already be. Ugh. But anyways, I decided to watch the first episode of the series because it introduces what the show's like, and I really didn't want to watch the dating show parody. Anything with Olivia Attwood in it is a no-go. I feel sorry for Matt and Emma Willis. They must be really desperate for good work at this point that they had to present a fake dating show. So, the person fronting the fake show in episode 1 is Sarah Davies, who presents a parody of The Apprentice called The Applicant, whatever you call it. I did forget to mention, but the hosts are in on the celebrities' jokes, so they make sure the contestants are unaware of what's going on. Okay then, so I've finished talking about what this show's like. Let's talk about what an episode is like. So the episode begins with a pre-intro segment. Unsurprisingly, it's in slow motion and is in ultra widescreen. It introduces the hub of the series, the Manor House, and what the show is technically like. Then after that, you have the intro. If there's a real song as its intro theme, you know what's going to happen. So we're introduced to the main foursome, and they talk about how interesting the mansion is as it's their first day. And already I'm awaiting until they get on with what they're meant to be doing, and that's pulling pranks on contestants. There's one part where they jokingly try and kill Judi Love, and then one makes mention that they're killing a loose woman. Now, a joke like this is meant to make the viewers laugh, but it's such a bad pop culture reference, even for something ITV makes already, that I'm willing to understand why it was ever meant to be funny. So the celebrities get their mission not to get sabotaged, and the computer states that they can't be a foursome. They need a guest sabotager. That's right! You can't just have the main cast, you need someone else to add in to the fun as well. So every episode has a guest sabotager helping the other four, and for this episode it's stand-up comedian Jo Brand. I honestly find it interesting that she's a lot older than the others, and yet she's a lot more mature than the others from what I've seen throughout the episode. That's until Joel shows her where the toilet is. You've got to be kidding me. So the contestants taking part in the applicant, I'll just call it that, soon enter the house, and the celebrities make jokes about their catwalking. Yet this is an obviously scripted joke because it's done through slow motion effects. Like, they pretend that, special effects don't exist, but obviously this show shows that special effects exist. Ugh, stop with the inside jokes already. So, Sarah Davies talks to the contestants how the applicant works, that it's 2 days long, and that the winner wins a golden briefcase containing who knows what. Spoiler alert, that's the only time you ever get to see it, and it's never mentioned again after that. So, as Sarah talks to the contestants, Sam and GK get the first mission, which is to throw bird poo onto the contestants. What? Are they writing this series for 10-year-olds, or are they writing it for people my age? So, let's just say all they do is throw white paint or something along those lines. It looks like yogurt, I don't know. And they decide to practice it on Judi first, for seemingly no reason, and she ends up wiggling her butt. And the others take note of that. As I said, is this for 10-year-olds? So Sam and GK head up onto the roof and do the most basic throwing imaginable. And then GK throws her spoon, and now she has nothing to throw that paint or yogurt on the contestants. Yep, somehow, just somehow, the bird poo or paint or whatever it's called ends up hitting one of the contestants on their shoe, and the contestants already win £1,000. Yeah, so the whole thing is that the contestants are going to get the money, and the celebrities must sabotage things so that they can win the money. The most that's going to be won in this episode is about £30,000, which is a lot, I guess, but it's all shared with the contestants, so yeah. So the contestant brushes off that a bird pooped on him, and that's when I started to believe the show feels a bit scripted, and the contestants were in on the act all this time. And that's not a good start. And plus, having a show starting off with something very juvenile and childish isn't a good look. So, now the contestants are made to do a wedding shoot, and the next mission is for Judi to collapse a champagne tower whilst Joel and Joe disrupt one of the team's recording sessions as gardeners. It sounds a bit better, I guess. I think Judi's one sounds best. So Judi is struggling to hide away before she gets caught, and the whole scene just drags by for far too long. Like, the show's meant to be an hour long, including the adverts, but sometimes they just include scenes that only exist just to pad out the time slot. And then as soon as she's about to destroy the tower when the pretend bride and groom appear for the photo shoot, yep, cliffhanger advert break. Of course, what were you expecting from a reality show? When the part you were just about to wait happens, there you go, adverts. You have to wait, or well, not wait if you're watching on demand or YouTube and you paid up. When will this be abolished? So after the break, she finally has the chance to destroy the tower, and that's exactly what happens. Another successful sabotage to the point the fake bride believes she broke the tower, yet she didn't even touch it. As for Joel and Joe, they cause havoc. There's absolutely nothing interesting going on in this. All they're doing is acting like idiots. How can I take this seriously if celebrities act like this? Wait, what do you mean I'm not supposed to take this show seriously and it's family entertainment? But to cut the corners, they were successful as well. At this point, I'm starting to wonder if they're going to successfully sabotage everything and call it a day. And as soon as the celebrities return back to base, another mission awaits them. Sam must swap the memory card in a suit of armor? The heck? Is this show becoming Adventure Time or something? So Joel makes a Strictly Come Dancing joke along the way and adds a horrible pun to boot. Is this going to be nothing more than lame pop culture jokes that weren't even meant to be funny to begin with? I don't think so. So Sam dresses up in a night costume, and once the camera is unattached, he steals the memory card. Then he struggles to get the helmet off. The contestants are about to come in. Advert break again. Okay, I'll forget about those silly advert breaks. So, yeah, when the contestant does come in, she spends her precious time to get the camera off the tripod, once again to fill out that time slot. She showcases that she had recorded something, but has no idea why the memory card was blank when she shows it to the people. She should have figured out that someone swapped the card, but nope, she doesn't. In fact, she doesn't even notice the fake bookcase door closing slightly. Yeah, the show is starting to feel like it's more acted out. And a shame, really. It could have been a lot better than this. Wait, what did I say? Why should I even be sorry? But aside from that, here it's another successful mission. So the last task in the episode has the contestants split into 2 teams for more photo shoots, this time with a travel company. One's going paintballing, the other's doing health suggestions like yoga and brainstorming ideas on what to do. GK's mission has herself pretending to be the owner of a party store and ordering the team the wrong costumes. And in no time she does just that and states to Team Power that she only has girl costumes and that mission was over before it was started and the celebrities win again. Then comes likely the weirdest mission of them all. Okay, I spit you not. Joel must now disguise himself as an armchair so he can turn face powder mixed grape for the team doing the relaxation session. Alright, that's it. This show is really trying to be this funny, but it completely misses the mark in every way. ITV, you want to know why your viewers aren't watching your commissions? They're at car crash TV level. All you care about is your precious celebrities you paid thousands for to host programs nobody wants. This isn't a good replacement for Saturday Night Takeaway. In fact, it shouldn't even be called a replacement. This is just a low-budget, low-quality mess of a reality show. Sorry for the rage, but what happens is, Joel's in this absolutely ridiculous costume. And he puts himself on a chair and, get this, Sarah Davies sits on him. And he states that a dragon is sitting on him. The heck? I think I need to rage again. In fact, this just proves to you that whoever's writing this show is targeting 10-year-olds. Can anyone explain to me what's so funny about Joel disguising himself in a really bad costume? And no! I'm not referring to The Masked Singer. That show has actually got effort put into it. Ah! So, as the whole powder face situation thing drags on for far longer than it should do, only because ITV is obsessed with these hour-long slogs so that they can farm in more advertisers. But regardless, Joel successfully turns the face powder green, somehow, and the celebrities win even more money for the contestants, and one person says they look like Shrek. Ugh. And then we see the paintballing team wearing cowgirl costumes. They're about to cause a bit of havoc, right? Yes, they are. So the main cast is now doing a mission, aside from Joe. And it's just the main cast doing the whole mission. And yeah, Joe's just staying behind to watch the antics. So GK's popping a yoga ball disguised as a garden storage box, whilst Judi, Sam and Joel are disguised as paintballers from the other team and must completely sabotage the yoga session. So as you could already guess, as soon as GK is about to pop the ball... Yep, another commercial break. I think I've run out of rage hitting now, because I'm pretty much done with this show. So after the break, yep, she pops it and it worked, and the contestant falls onto her butt. And then as for the other 3 celebrities, once again, like with the gardening one, there is absolutely nothing good or entertaining to say about it. All they do is just act like idiots and they win once more. Just as I said earlier, I knew they would clean up the day, and they do just that. So not only is this show how it is, but it's predictable. Or, well, at least this episode is. The contestant who fell on her butt on that dream gym ball says that she blames the other team for the mess. Okay. I guess so. Yeah. That's right. So in the end, the contestants find out that all this time the applicant was a fake show and that the celebrities were sabotaging the whole thing. So the celebrities revealed themselves to the contestants, who are shocked. even though they should have figured out something weird was going on from the very start. But there would have been a show if that was the case. The contestants all share £29,000 and it's over. That's it. Well, Celebrity Sabotage. It's a worthwhile reality show that the whole family will love. Oh wait, no it isn't. It sucks. This show is so bad that I feel sorry for those who enjoy seeing celebrities acting like idiots. So if you saw throughout this video, I just have nothing good to say about this mess. It's boring, it's slow, it's poorly edited, and overall for a show that's meant to be comedic, I didn't chuckle, I didn't snicker, I didn't laugh once. And you see why I compare dumb shows like this to the animated shows I like? Because with those I can whisk myself away from reality and enjoy the action, adventure, and comedy all around and escape the wrath of celebrities being desperate. Like, what the heck's wrong with you? Ugh. Some other things I also wanted to point out that I didn't previously mention in this video is that this show overuses blasphemies. Like, it cannot last a full 30 seconds without something like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, being uttered. Because since this is a family show, they can't use profanities, which I'm sure there were plenty uttered behind the scenes. I'm pretty certain there were a few bleeps in other episodes. So the other one I also can't stand, aside from those cliffhanger breaks in reality show tropes, are that subtitles are frequently used, even if we can hear everyone fine. But, yep, it's a reality show for you, the lowest form of entertainment. And as for the UITV, do you understand why I target you a lot? Well, aside from what I've already said, you're hyping this to be the next big Saturday night takeaway type show. Well, it's not. Definitely not. It's just another celebrity show that I don't even think will last another season. The only good side is that Ant, Dec, Hamid and Mulhern are nowhere to be found, but all four of these main celebrities are still mainstays on other ITV shows. So even with these ones, it's still seeing the same faces you've seen so many times before. And you see why I prefer lesser known presenters and celebrities? And as I said, cartoons. Dragon Striker, anyone? Anyways, despite the fact that this show was an utter disgrace, I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys next time. ITV, I'm still not done with you yet. Nowhere close.